Good day. It is August the 17th. Man, this year is going by fast. And today we're continuing Nehemiah 2, doing verses 6 through 8, and Proverbs 17. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. And we begin Nehemiah 2, starting in verse 6. Then the king said to me, the queen also sitting beside him, how long will your journey be, and when will we return? So it pleased the king to send me, and I set him a time. Verse 7. Furthermore, I said to the king, if it pleases the king, let letters be given to me for the governors of the region beyond the river, that they may permit me to pass through till I come to Judah. And verse 8, and a letter to Asaph, the keeper of the king's forest, that he must give me timber to make beams for the gates of the citadel, which pertains to the temple, for the city wall, and for the house that I will occupy. And the king granted them to me, according to the good hand of my Elohim upon me. Nehemiah 6, 2 and 6. The king said to me, and the queen sitting beside him. So this is not a formal occasion. How long will the journey be, and when will he return? So it pleased the king to send me, and I set him a time. He was favorably received. This is a condensed account. And Nehemiah, and you can see what happens in 5 and 14 when he goes to the governors. I forgot why I wrote down Nehemiah 5 and 14. Next time I'll have to do better. Verse 7, furthermore, I said to the king, if it pleases the king, in other words, he's asking favors. He's not saying, give me this. Let letters be given to me for the governors of the region beyond the river. That's lands he must pass through, or provinces he got to pass through. That they must permit me to pass through till I come to Judah. In other words, they could have stopped him. Even though he's permitted to go to Judah, they could say, well, not this way. And so he got safe conduct. And verse 8, then a letter to Asaph, the keeper of the king's forest, that he must give me timber to make beams for the gates of the citadel, which pertains to the temple, for the city wall, and for the house that I will occupy. So he's going to build up the city walls, the temple, and his own house. And the king granted them to me according to the good hand of my Elohim upon him. And this is like in Columbo, where he keeps on going, oh, and one more thing. So he got everything he asked for. Proverbs 17. Better is a dry morsel and quietness therein than a house full of feasting and strife. Yeah, peace and quiet with a little is a lot better than feasting and fighting. 2. A servant that dealeth wisely shall rule over the son that dealeth shamefully, and shall have part of the inheritance among the brethren. 3. The refining pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold, but Yahweh trieth the hearts. Gets the refining pot and the furnace to get the impurities out, and that's what God's doing when he tries your heart. He's getting the impurities out of your heart, or at least making sure you know what they are. For an evildoer giveth heed to wicked lips. In other words, hey, why don't you go over there and hit that person? Okay. And a liar giveth ear to mischievous tongue. Did you know what Joe did? He did. I better tell everyone else. 5. Whoso mocketh the poor blasphemeth his maker, and he that is glad at calamity shall not be unpunished. When you mock someone for their standing or status, you're blaspheming God. You're telling God he didn't do good work. And if you're glad at someone's calamity, you are going to be punished. 6. Children's children are the crown of old men, and the glory of children are their fathers. 7. Overbearing speech becometh not a churl, much less do lying lips a prince. A gift it is a precious stone in the eyes of him that hath it. Whitherso he turneth, he prospers. He keeps getting bribes. 9. He that covereth a transgression seeketh love. In other words, if you forgive someone, you're seeking their love. But he that harpeth on a matter and strangers is a familiar friend. Yeah, keep bringing it up. Hey, remember that time you dented my car? Oh, better watch out. You might dent my car. Oh, no, he's going to dent my car again. Yeah, after a little bit, that gets old. 10. A rebuke entereth deeper into a man of understanding than 100 stripes into a fool. Because he goes, oh, I understand now. 11. A rebellious man seeketh only evil. Therefore a cruel messenger shall be sent against him. 12. Let a bear be robbed of her whelps. Meet a man rather than a fool in his folly. 13. Whoso rewardeth evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. Yes, there's a saying, if you reward evil for evil, you're being beast-like. You hit me, I hit you back. If you reward good for good, you're being human. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. If you reward good for someone who's doing evil, you're being godly. Because he's trying to hurt you, and you are doing them good. But if you reward evil for someone trying to do you good, you're being demonic. Let's be godly. 14. The beginning of strife is one well without water. Therefore leave off contentions before the quarrel breaks out. Yeah, stop arguing and that while it's still small, and grow, and don't let it grow. 15. He that justifieth the wicked, and he that condemneth the righteous, even both are an abomination to Yahweh. 16. Wherefore is a price in the hand of a fool, to buy wisdom, seeing he has no understanding. Yep, my drill instructors should say, buy them books and send them to school, and all they do is chew on the covers. 17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. 18. A man of understanding is he that striketh, a man void of understanding is he that striketh hands, and becomes surety in the presence of his neighbor, co-signing. 19. He that loveth transgression loveth strife. He that exalteth his gate seeketh destruction. 20. He that hath a froward heart findeth good no good, and he that has a perverse tongue falleth into evil. 21. He that begetteth a fool doth it to his sorrow, and the father of a churl has no joy. 22. A merry heart is good medicine, but a broken spirit drieth the bones. 23. A wicked man taketh gift out of the bosom to pervert the ways it dresses, bribing secretly. 24. Wisdom is before him that has understanding. The eyes of a fool are the ends of the earth, because they don't say, oh, that can't be right. I barely started looking. 25. A foolish son is a vexation to his father, and bitterness to her that bore him. Yeah, don't be a foolish person. 26. To punish also the righteous is not good, nor to strike a noble for their uprightness. 27. He that spareth his words hateth knowledge, and he that husbandeth his spirit is a man of discernment. Be careful of what you say and to who, and don't expend all your energy. 28. Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is accounted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. There's a saying that it is better to keep your mouth shut and be thought a fool than to open it up and remove all doubt. I hope you've been blessed by this reading. May the Lord richly bless you. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. Remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I.